Welcome into the Gridiron Grind. It's Creta 3 and Jimmy G. We're back for another week, special Thanksgiving edition week. A lot of Cowboy stuff to get to, a lot of college football talk about. It's a jam-packed show this week. First, Jimmy, condolences to your loss in the Gridiron Grind Bowl last week. We were down in Austin. Great
Ran
time,
out of time,
just ran
you
out of
know.
time. I mean, they
Great
did.
time, just ran out of time.
Hogs did put up 38, but Horns win 52-38. Otherwise, good time in Austin.
Oh, phenomenal. That was the first time I'd been down, I think since you and I and your brothers went like 14 or 13 or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that. Anyway, it was a good time.
yeah. Had a blast. Uh, so college football. We'll start the show with college football. We got several high-profile games to talk about. We'll start with Friday's games. You got the Egg Bowl early, 11 o'clock. Number 7, Ole Miss at Mississippi State. Mississippi State plus 7.5. You see, the only thing I was going to talk about in this game, you see Ole Miss having any kind of a letdown because Lane Kiffin might be leaving.
I don't think so. I think they, with the playoffs still going, and I personally don't think he leaves. I think a lot of people are going to throw a lot of money his way, but I think Lane just goes, nah, I'm just going to leave. I think he'll go, or I'm not going to leave. I think he'll use it for more money at Ole Miss. And I think Ole Miss knows that, and they're kind of playing along with the announcement.
Yeah.
I think they're going to make the announcement that he's staying.
Well, I heard
Kind of like a
LSU.
Wall Street. I'm not effing going.
Yeah, it could be. LSU, I heard, backed up the truck big time for him this past week. Uh, Ole Miss is going to make the playoff, regardless of what happens on Friday against in the Egg Bowl. Ole Miss is going to make the playoff. If they win, they might even make the SEC championship game. So he's proven he can build a playoff team at Ole Miss. We'll see if he
Mhm.
stays or if he goes. 2:30 on Friday. It's number 4 Georgia taking on number 23 Georgia Tech. Line's 13.5 right now. Georgia favored by 13.5. Georgia Tech hasn't looked their best the last couple weeks. They lost last week to Pitt. Pitt controlled the whole game. Also, Georgia Tech, they took the paycheck. Instead of playing this at their home stadium, they've moved it to Mercedes-Benz Stadium where the Falcons play. I think they got paid $12 million to do that. Uh,
Hmm.
so it's in Atlanta, which is where Georgia Tech is. But I mean, there's going to be more Georgia fans than Georgia Tech fans. I,
Yep.
I I see Georgia rolling this one. 2 touchdowns. That's going to be a tough game for me to pick, but I think Georgia whips the Yellow Jackets on Friday afternoon.
I think they do too. And I think that is kind of definitely a business decision from Georgia Tech. You're going, hey, it's not like, we're down there in Austin and I bet Texas money line. And that kid in front of me goes, well, something to the effect of, well, what kind of college football fan are you? And I said, one that wants to get paid. I said,
Yeah.
kid, when you get older, you're going to realize this. You'll pay for a win, but if your team loses, you want to get paid.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Georgia Tech did here. Georgia Tech said, hey, we're probably not going to beat Georgia. Let's just be realistic. Let's take this $12 million, move it. And
Well,
otherwise, if it's reversed, there's no way Georgia moves this. Well, unless they get paid, because I think they'll win
yeah.
anyway. But if they're the underdog, there's no way Georgia takes that. Georgia goes, no, I like our chances.
Well, speaking of that kid that sat in front of us at the game Saturday, I mean, people be shocked how many times I actually bet against my team. You know, you think of us as homers, but we know our team's better than anybody, and I especially know when they're not probably not a great matchup. Me betting on against my team doesn't prevent me from rooting for my team. And also,
Yep.
I'm betting the result, what I think is gonna happen. Love to be wrong, and I'll pay to be
Yep.
wrong if my team wins. Um, just part
Yep.
of it.
That's exactly what I told him.
I'd
And
rather
then
be
he kind
right.
of looked at his buddy and went, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense.
All right. The showdown in Austin, Friday night, 6:30 kick. It's number 3, Texas A&M, undefeated, at number 16, Texas. Current line right now is A&M is favored by 2.5. Uh, big game, big game. A&M playing for regular season undefeated in the regular season. They've only done that once prior in their entire history of football. They also would make the SEC championship game, which they've never done that before, and they haven't made a conference championship game since '98 in the Big 12 against Kansas State. Texas playing well, for pride, obviously rivalry game, you want to win it. Also, outside chance that they sneak in the playoff, they get a win over undefeated number 3 ranked team. So there's that to play for. All right, I've looked up the stats. I mean, everybody knows Texas has dominated this rivalry history-wise. It's 77 to 37 is the win total. But I was curious.
Golly.
Yeah, I mean, it's Texas has
That's
won.
not as bad as Oklahoma OSU, but
It's
that's
not quite
close.
that bad. Not quite that. But I was curious though. I was like, well, what's A&M? I know they, I know they hardly ever win in Austin. So I looked up the stats. I mean, Texas does have a winning record in College Station. In Austin, they've played 60 times and they've played in Austin. This will be the 61st. Texas is 46 and 13 with one tie when this game's played in Austin. Traditionally, A&M has not had much of a chance when this game is in Austin. It's going to be night game. The crowd will be rowdy. It's going to be a raucous environment. I'll be part of that. Be part of the 105,000 in attendance. Me and my brother, and so just
One
curious.
brother or two,
Just one brother. I have two brothers. One brother backed out.
right?
Um, that's a story for a different day. But the other one will be there.
Good.
Me and me and
At least
Case
one of your
will.
brothers goes, so
Yeah,
someone wins. So that's good.
we'll be there. So there it is. A&M only 13 victories out of 60 tries in Austin. A&M
Whew.
is a slight favorite. I looked into this game. Here's going to be the keys to the game. One, I think Arch Manning is playing tremendous football, especially at home. In his last two home games against ranked Vanderbilt and then against Arkansas, he's completing 60 over 68% of his passes. He has 720 something yards, so he's averaging about 360 yards a game in those last two home games. And he has 9 total touchdowns and he has 0 interceptions. So Arch Manning is playing, he's been playing great since the OU game. He's playing great the last two home games.
Mhm.
Uh, when I look at the A&M defense, A&M defense, the rush defense against non-quarterback runs uh, is not great. Uh, Problem is Texas has struggled to run the ball all year. They haven't been able to run it on anybody. So I don't know. That'll end up probably being a wash. I don't see Texas rushing like they did last year in this game. But the one stat that stands out, A&M's defense is number one in the country on third down defensive percentage. They're holding teams to a 24% conversion rate. Texas, on the other hand, they're ranked like 54th or something. They haven't been great on third down as an offense. So that's a huge stat. I mean, there's been I think 2 games this season where A&M hasn't even allowed a third down conversion, and I think that was against some G5 teams. But still, A&M third down defense is phenomenal. They also get after quarterback. They don't force a lot of turnovers. On the flip side, their offense, I mean, the electric receivers, very good offensive line. The right side has been exposed against some elite pass rushers like Texas has. Um, but the Texas secondary has really been bad. And it's gotten worse since the Mississippi State game, the last 4 or 5 games. A&M is going to really try to get you with explosive plays. But when you get pressure on Marcel Reed and he comes off his first read, that's when he tries to play hero ball, and that's where he makes interceptions. I think he has 9 interceptions on the season. So I think that's the recipe for Texas. You got to get after the quarterback. You got to take away his first read, make him into some mistakes, try to force stuff, create some big turnovers. Other than that, I don't like the matchup for the Horns, A&M's receivers versus Texas secondary.
Is
Thought
Anthony Hill going to play? Is he healthy?
He's questionable on the injury report, but everything I'm reading and hearing, he is going to play. Yes.
I think that'll be a key too, because Colin Simmons alone, just against Arkansas, I know that Arkansas is not A&M, but you could see he was still making plays, but he missed I guess Batman and Superman or Batman and
Yeah.
Robin, whatever you want to call them. I'm like, it's 1A and it's 1 and 1A, basically. Those two guys are so phenomenal. But you could tell he missed him on the other side. So I think that's going to be huge too. Uh,
Yep.
yeah, and Trey, this game I see from outsider's perspective, I go, The pressure's on A&M. The pressure's on A&M
Yeah.
to maintain this undefeated. The pressure's on A&M, even though it's in Austin. And you say, "Well, the pressure be on A&M. They're the favorite. They're the da da." That's when you have to go to the history of the deal. Who does it mean more to? I can tell you if it's the other way around and A&M beats Texas, the fans will not let, let's say, this goes on to win the national title, the fans would never let, both Longhorn and Aggie fans would never let the team forget, yeah, but you didn't beat A&M. That's how deep this goes. And there's a lot riding on it. To me, more so for A&M, the pressure's on them. They're going to have to play a high level of football the entire game because it's in Austin. That place is going to be wild. I think there'll be a great showing. I know there'll be a great showing by both fans. A&M is going to travel well, and they're going to try to take that. They're going to try to flip the stadium. And in order to do that, they're going to play mistake-free football. So to me, outsider looking in, the pressure is all on Texas A&M. Now, again, like you said, I don't know if I like the matchup with the receivers and the secondary against the horns. Simmons, Hill, the
I like
defensive
that
line
matchup.
is going to
Yeah.
have to get to Marcel Reed because Concepcion and gang can make some plays. And I mean, like we said, there may not be a better receiving core as a whole in the country than Texas A&M. So
Yep.
really, really big game. And I'm also interested to see like the celebrities. We know about McConaughey, Glenn Powell, the Manning family. I wanted to see if like Johnny Manziel shows up. Does Von Miller show up? The celebrity guys that come back. Is Ricky going to be there? He might be work for the school. I don't know, but guys like that are the celebrity appearances for this game. I'm interested to see too.
Yeah. Should be a great game. It's gonna be awesome. Big and Rich is playing the pregame concert. That's gonna be a good time. Also, just announced the Budweiser Clydesdales are gonna be in attendance. They're gonna be
Oh,
pit photo ops before the game. They just announced that. So there's one celebrities that are gonna be there. There's a Budweiser
love
Clydesdales.
it.
So I do have a pick in this game for the grand grind. I think I'm gonna have a pick on Coffee with Creta. Right now, I just it's small favorite. I'd take the horns just because I think at home would be the difference if they can make some turnovers. But I mean, it's hard to pick a winner in this game and feel really confident about it. But I do have a play on the total when we get to our pick segment. I will say, Sark's very good against rivals. He's 5-0 against traditional rivals in the SEC, 2-0 against Oklahoma in the SEC, 2-0 against Arkansas, 1-0 against A&M. So he's been pretty good. He has his teams ready to play against traditional rivals since he's been in the SEC. And watch out maybe for an Arch Manning legacy game. Like I said, he's been playing well. And you thought the preseason hype was crazy about him before this season. Wait till people start seeing some of his stats, and then if he goes off Friday night, the
Mm.
offseason hype for him going into next year will be off the charts. So we'll see if that happens, or see if A&M just shuts him down. All right, next game. I thought I'd mention this game because it is a ranked versus ranked matchup. Friday night at 8 o'clock. Number 25 Arizona at number 20 Arizona State. That could be a good game. I don't think there's going to be many viewers on that game. It's the same time as Texas A&M. Arizona a slight 1.5 favorite. Saturday, you have the big game. Number one, Ohio State at number 15, Michigan. Ohio State favored by 9.5. Michigan has won 4 years in a row. Last year, Ohio State was a 20-point favorite. Michigan had the outright upset. Can Michigan make it 5 years in a row, Jimmy?
No, no chance. And I know it's a rivalry game.
It's in
Ohio
Michigan.
State's
It's in Michigan.
in Michigan, and that even more so, no chance. You know, uh, what was your boy's roommate that had the strip sack fumble recovered for six? The white linebacker there for
Oh,
Ohio
Jack
State,
Sawyer last year. Yeah.
Sawyer. Sawyer ripped that flag out, and I guarantee you that group of seniors left last year with a message: "Hey, yeah, we're celebrating." Da da da. No, Michigan. This group is out to prove a point. I'm going to pick on this one as well. I don't think there's any chance Michigan wins this
Ooh.
game. I don't care if it's in Michigan. You could bring back Schembechler, Lloyd Carr, Harbaugh, whoever you want. This team, Ohio State, is on a mission.
All right. I disagree with you. I think I would gun to my head, I'd pick Ohio State to win, but I think there's Michigan's got their number, and I think Michigan is going to have a really good game plan, and it's going to try to shrink the game and run the football and out physical Ohio State like they've done the last 4 years. I don't know if that will be able to win the game against Ohio State. I think it'll be close. I can see this being a competitive game, just because Michigan's going to find a way to be physical, and
I'll,
we'll
I'll put
see.
it to you like this: how many World Series have the Astros won since they got caught banging on trash cans? Zero.
Yeah. All right. Good point.
Well,
Good point.
take away old boy filming everything for Michigan. Now we're gonna see what happens.
All right. All right. Good point. Well,
So
they did win last year after that came out.
yeah.
So, and it's in Michigan. All right. Big one in the ACC. You got number 12, Miami, at number 22, Pitt. Pitt with a huge win over Georgia Tech last week. Miami favored by 7.5. Saturday, another Saturday, 11 o'clock game. Miami cannot play for an ACC championship. Georgia Tech can. Pitt, or sorry, excuse me, Pitt can't either. But Miami's trying to get an at-large bid. Right now on the 12. That's kind of the cut line right now for at-large. You got to be in the top 10 because it looks like an ACC team. The ACC winner and a group of five winner will be 11 and 12. So Miami has to have this game to try to get an at-large. But they've laid an egg in a couple big games. Thoughts Miami at Pitt?
Pressure's on Miami.
Yeah,
Everything
it
you just
is.
said. They're going to have to play mistake-free football because Pitt loves to be spoiler. They're gritty,
They're
like you
gritty.
said.
A great way to
They,
describe Pitt. They're
they're
gritty.
gritty. They don't quit. You can't. It's one of those games you can't take lightly, regardless of the record. They remind me a lot of what Northwestern used to be. Um, yeah, if I'm Miami, I'm very scared. Even like you said, they SMU, Miami's big favor, and then
Yeah.
SMU rips the goalpost down. You know what I mean?
Speaking
So
of SMU, if they win this weekend, they are a lock to be in the ACC championship. SMU controls their own destiny as far as getting a playoff. All they got to do is win. And who do they got this
Cal,
week?
they
Yeah,
play in
Cal.
Cal. I got to
Cal
play
and
on them.
Cal just fired their coach, and it's in Dallas. SMU could make the playoff back-to-back years. All I got to do is win that, and win the ACC championship, which I think most likely it'll be against Georgia Tech. So
Well,
go
yeah, and
Mustangs.
I
Go Smooth.
SMU Cal. I've got to pick on that. I've got to pick on that later. But yeah, I just go Pitt. Pitt's going to come to play. Miami. Miami's going to have to also. Otherwise, they're going to be just sitting at home again. They go
Yep.
get the Georgia. They go get Carson Beck from Georgia. They get all this hype, and once again under deliver. So they better be ready. That's all I
Another
got to say.
another big one in the SEC. Actually, we're going to end it with two big ones in the SEC. Number 14, Vanderbilt at number 19, Tennessee. Tennessee favored by 3.5. It's in Knoxville. Saturday at 2:30. Tennessee can't make the playoff. Neither team can make the SEC championship. Vanderbilt at 14, another big one out of them, and they might could sneak in as an at-large. So Vanderbilt has a lot to play for. Tennessee, small 3.5 favorite. What do you think about Vanderbilt and Tennessee?
Um, I think Vanderbilt is dangerous. I think this isn't your daddy's Vanderbilt team type deal. As we all know, the last several years or the last couple years since Pavia's arrived, and I think Tennessee's no exception. They're not immune to it. In-state rivalry game, and I think Pavia, like you said, neither one of them can really play for much. Vanderbilt ranked ahead of them. I don't know. There's probably a getting struck by lightning chance that maybe they could jump up for an large bid if a bunch of people in front of them started losing. But I think Vanderbilt's going to come out guns blazing, try to take down Tennessee.
I can see it. All right.
I got to
Iron
pick
Bowl.
on it, otherwise I'd tell you
You
what I
do?
think would
Okay.
happen.
All right. Iron Bowl. Saturday night treatment, 6:30. It's at Jordan Hare in Auburn. Number 10, Alabama at Auburn. It's 6.5 right now. Alabama favored by 6.5. Is an upset of brewing. Alabama just lost to OU. Alabama lost to Oklahoma 2 weeks ago. They lost to Florida State earlier in the season. Alabama is right on that cut line. Bama wins, or most likely will be in the playoff. They might even make the SEC championship game. They got to have it. Auburn, nothing better to end your terrible season by beating your rival, Alabama. Thoughts on the Crimson Tide at the Auburn Tigers.
This one will be quick. I got a pick in this game. Yes, Alabama lost to OU. I don't know. I know it's a rivalry game. And I know, again, there's been years Arkansas's beat LSU, and we didn't even, on paper, deserve to be on the field with LSU. It should have been a rollover. We weren't as good as Alabama, and excuse me, LSU wasn't as good as Alabama, and we weren't as bad as Auburn those years. Auburn, no coach, and I think no hope in this game other than it's in Jordan Hare. That's where I think teams, Tennessee, Auburn, Michigan, they get lucky as these are home games. Uh, Otherwise, I don't even think
Oh yeah.
it would be close. So,
Remember last time they played in Auburn, it was the fourth and goal from the 17 or whatever yard line,
mm,
and the Jalen Milrow found Isaiah Bond tiptoe in the back corner of the end zone. His time expired on fourth and goal
yeah.
from like the 17. Uh, so this game's always close when it's in Auburn. Okay, so that huge slate of college games. You got Thanksgiving night.
Mhm.
There's Memphis and Navy. Of course, there's a lot of NFL games on. There's NFL game Friday night, a lot of college Friday, a lot of college Saturday. So packed weekend of college football this weekend. Let's go to the NFL. We'll talk all Cowboys here for a couple minutes. How about them Cowboys, Jimmy? They get the win over the Eagles down 21 nothing. I was this close to turning it off. We got back from Austin just in time to watch the game. So mad it's 21 nothing. Turning the ball over. And all of a sudden, the Eagles offense couldn't do a daggum thing. And the Cowboys come storming back, win 24-21 in regulation. Huge win over the Eagles. It just, to me, gives them momentum and says, hey, we can compete with the best teams in the league if we can get it together.
I agree. I think that's exactly what it showed is, hey guys, if we play like we're supposed to, if we don't make stupid turnovers, if everyone does their job, we can compete in this league. We can be one of the best teams in the league. We just beat the Eagles, no coming back from 21. I know the spread was 3.5, but come back from 21 down. And I know the Eagles have had offensive troubles. But again, and I know that Philly fans like to go, "Oh, this isn't that big of a game for us." It is. You look at their reaction afterwards; it'll tell you
Oh,
whether or
yeah.
not it's a big game to somebody. Yeah, it was a big game for them, and it does. It gives hope. It gives hope to the Cowboys. Hope to the Cowboys fans. Now we get to Chiefs, where you and I talked. If there's one game where they're going to get it all together, it would be against the Cowboys, and on Thanksgiving. And but I like the effort the defense is playing with. Golly, Quentin Williams, just he and Clark together in the middle, that just makes a difference. It
Yeah,
just
it makes a huge difference. Kenny Clark is so much better when he's not the main guy, when they got Quinn and Williams.
yeah. Like you said, they can't focus on Clark. They've got to basically double Quentin Williams or one you man them each up and then good luck. Um, Clowney, we're getting every last bit of talent he's got left. I like it. I like it. And Kansas City hasn't looked good. They've looked about like Philly. You could argue worse considering their record. Um, they need to. They're going to be out an offensive lineman. We're going to be out an offensive lineman. So, but I like our backup Thomas. That guy,
Yeah.
71 Thomas, can play either guard or tackle. Guyton will be out, so he'll step in there at left tackle. And I don't think we miss a beat. If anything, we might get a little bit better at left tackle. Guyton gets over his feet a
Yeah.
lot of times. So I'm excited for the game, a lot more excited than I was before the trade.
That's a great point. Like after you beat the Eagles, I'm actually pretty pumped for this game on Thursday against the Chiefs. The Chiefs haven't looked great either. I think they're 6-5.
Yeah.
I mean, they're struggling. They're not in the playoffs right now either. They're on the outside looking in. They struggled last week at home. I think they won on a field goal. Well, they played the Colts though. Colts are pretty good.
Yeah.
Um, Either way, I mean, the Chiefs offense hasn't clicked every week. They did for a little bit. They've struggled the last couple weeks. Broncos and Colts, both teams pretty good. Defense, Colt Chiefs have a pretty good defense. I think it's going to be a great game. The spread's at -3. It's been going back and forth between Chiefs -3 and Chiefs -3.5 at the time of recording the show, it's Chiefs -3, but juiced a little bit. I can see it landing at 3.5. Pretty pumped. I'm also pumped for the halftime show. Post Malone's playing the halftime show. Big fan
Big Cowboys fan.
yeah, huge Cowboys fan. His dad used to be the concession stand coordinator back at Texas Stadium in Irving. Yeah,
That's awesome.
that's
I
how
did
he's a
not know
Cowboys
that.
fan. Yeah. So big fan of Posty. Gonna see this halftime show, and my daughters are excited. They said, "Dad, when do the Cowboys play?" I said, "Well, they play tomorrow at Thanksgiving." Like, okay, good. I can't wait to watch Taylor Swift. So I don't know if she's gonna be there or not, but I got three girls that are gonna be watching intently just to see if she's on the screen for the game on Thursday.
Well, we'll see.
We'll
My
see.
prediction before the trade was she'd probably be in the Salvation Army kettle, ready to pop out and
She might
you
be.
know hug Travis as he runs in for his eighth touchdown of the game.
I'm pumped. I couldn't give you a pick if I wanted to on that game right now. I'm gonna root like heck for the Cowboys somehow, some way to get it done Thanksgiving Day against the Chiefs. Okay, that's the NFL. The last segment. Let's get to our picks. Jimmy, the unthinkable happened last week. We both had winning weeks on the same week.
Talking
I was
about uh,
5-3. You were 7-4-1.
it's our time to shine.
Let's finish strong. I think I have 9 picks. I have, yep, 6 college bets, 3 NFL bets.
I have 11 in college, and I have nine in the NFL.
Jimmy going with a 20 card this week. Well, let's get to it. All right, we'll knock him out. I got 3 college on Friday. Iowa at Nebraska. I think Nebraska they they really struggle against the run. Iowa can run the football. It's less than a touchdown. I'll take the Hawkeyes. Give me Iowa -6.
Starting on Friday as well, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, the Egg Bowl. Give me Ole Miss -7.5. This one won't be close. It'll be close till kickoff, and after that, I think Ole Miss is going to send a message. Uh, we're not worried because Lane's staying. Ole Miss 7.5.
Another Friday game, San Diego State at University of New Mexico. This is kind of all jumbled up in the Mountain West Conference. I think San Diego State's they win, they go to the championship game. I think they're the better team. It's a pick 'em right now. Give me San Diego State money line at New Mexico.
It's a good one. Another Friday game, Indiana, Purdue. Give me Indiana -28. Purdue's terrible. Indiana's going to cover this and not even try. That's how good Indiana is, and that's how bad Purdue is.
Yeah, I mean you're right. Friday night, Texas A&M at Texas. Give me the over 52. I don't think that's enough points. The Texas defense secondary has been struggling. I think Marcel Reed and the receivers are going to hit some big plays. I think Sarkisian is going to have a great game plan. I think Arch is going to play very well. I think Texas knows they're going to have to score some points to have a chance in this game or to win this game. And I think they do that. Got to stay out of third down, but I can see Texas having a good game plan that really can allows them to score in the 30s. A&M probably gets in the 30s as well. So 52 is not enough. So give me A&M at Texas over 52.
My last Friday game is that same game, and I'm going to try to help you out, buddy. Give me A&M -2.5. Um, I don't like this against the Horns with their secondary and A&M receivers,
Yeah.
but it's in Austin, and like I said, all the pressure's on A&M, and usually when I bet on teams, they don't win. So
All
A&M 2.5. I'm gonna try to help you out, buddy.
right. Thanks,
Since
buddy.
you're
I
so
appreciate it.
y'all were really good to me down there in Austin. Uh, so
All right.
I'll return the favor here.
Thank you, sir. All right. I got 3 on Saturday. I got Pitt hosting Miami, 7.5 over a touchdown. I'll take Pitt. Like you said, they're gritty. I think Miami plays tight. They played tight in this last game last year against Syracuse on the road at Syracuse. All they had to do was beat Syracuse to make the ACC championship. They lost it. Mario Cristobal and Miami, they play tight when their backs are against the wall. I think they do it again here. Pitt's gritty. They're going to give you a lot of effort. So I'll take Pitt plus 7.5 against Miami.
Missouri and Arkansas, borderline trophy. Uh, give me Arkansas +3. Now this has a caveat to it. I put an asterisk next to it. Taylor Green. That's if Taylor Green plays. Taylor Green's not hurt. He got his ass chewed for that little forward pitch fumble thing that Texas
Yeah.
returned. And then he got benched. So if he can swallow his pride and be an adult and get back under center, I think the Hogs +3 is the play. So wait until what is it, an hour and a half before game time, and they announce the inactives. Of course, they said he has hamstring tightness, but I don't know if they'll make him inactive. But just kind of everything I'm reading right now says he's playing, so that's why I took it. But if for some reason something comes out that says he's not playing, do not take this bet.
Okay.
But otherwise, Arkansas +3.
I got a bet in this game as well, but I'm on the other side. I'm taking Missouri. Some books have it at 3, some have it at 2.5. I'll give it out at 2.5. Take Missouri minus 2.5. One thing I like to do after Longhorn games is listen to the other coaches' post-game press conference. And one thing Bobby Petrino talked about was his team's lack of effort. They're
Mm-hmm.
2-9 on the season, 0-7 in the SEC, and you got one game left, and you're talking about your team's not giving effort. That's a red flag for me. I'm going to take Missouri, even though it's at Arkansas. Missouri minus 2.5.
That's probably going to end up being it. Ohio State and Michigan. Give me Ohio State -9.5. This one is going to be a double-digit win for Ohio State. They're just the better team, and they're going to be out to embarrass Michigan and end this streak. Who does Michigan think they are? They're not the Undertaker at WrestleMania. And if they think they are, then the Ohio State Buckeyes, they're Brock Lesnar. That ended the streak for the Undertaker. Ohio State's ending the streak for Michigan.
Iron Bowl Saturday night, Alabama, Auburn. I'm going to take the over 46.5. I think that's not near enough points. I think it's going to be competitive. Auburn's going to come out with emotion and play their hardest game of the season. I think Alabama's going to have to respond, and I think that means there's going to be more points than 46.5. So Bama, Auburn over 46.5. I'll send it to you for you to finish out your college picks.
Same game. Alabama -6.5. Auburn, no coach and no hope. Alabama -6.5. Next one, Oregon, Washington. Give me Oregon -6. Oregon's going to have to show out. Uh, and I think they do it. I think they win by more than a touchdown. Vanderbilt and Tennessee. Vandy +3.5. Vandy, Pavia, they're going to come in and they still, again, snowballs chance in you know what of making it. Well, what's that famous line from Dumb and Dumber? So you're saying I got a chance.
Yeah.
Vandy needs this one. Tennessee, no hope. Uh, Vandy +3.5. Florida State and Florida. Give me Florida -1. Mike Norvell probably should be fired after this year. Florida State. Uh, and I think Florida's found their. I mean, they're tough. They're tough regardless. And I think one is just not enough. I think they win this game. Wouldn't surprise me if it maybe went down to a pick 'em or you don't want it to increase. So get it in at least now while it's -1. Fresno State, San Jose State. Give me Fresno State -3. Fresno State just the better team.
Yeah.
Like Trey said, out there, really competitive conference. Fresno State just the better team. Lastly, SMU and Cal. I added this one mid-show because it was on. I was teetering back and forth. The game is in Cal.
Oh, it's in Cal.
SMU.
Okay.
Yep, it's in Cal. SMU, everything to play for. Cal, nothing to play for. SMU -13. SMU wins this and goes to the ACC championship game in their first 2 years in a row. In their first two
That'd be
years
something
in.
special. That'd be something special.
Yep.
All right, NFL games. Thursday night, I got to play. Lions -2.5, hosting the Packers on Thanksgiving. Lions have won 7 of the last 9 games against the Packers. I think let's make it 8 of 10. Packers won the first game of the season, but I think the Lions respond. Give me Lions -2.5 on Thursday.
Same game, same pick, same reason. Lions -2.5 for Jimmy.
Okay.
I went with this because one, I think the Lions are playing better, and two, they're one of those historic Thanksgiving teams. So
Yeah.
let's ride.
All right, on Sunday, I got the Panthers +10.5. The Rams are a juggernaut, cover machine, but they're going from West Coast to East Coast. Panthers, I mean, they're borderline playoff team right now. They got a winning record. 10 and a
Beat
half is too
us.
much. Yeah. So give me Panthers +10.5.
I'm gonna stay on Thursday. Bengals and Ravens. Give me Ravens -7. Ravens are coming back, finding ways to do things. And I think they find a way to do things against the Bengals, doing things like winning. Ravens -7.
All right, my last one is on Sunday. Bills Steelers under 47. Bills have been struggling on offense. The Steelers have no offense. I think it's under 47. 47 is a little too much. Bills Steelers under 47.
I like it. Jaguars and Titans. Jaguars -6.5. Titans are absolutely garbage. They're terrible. Jaguars better team. Jaguars -6.5. That was your last one, right?
Yeah, that was my last one.
Okay, Bears and Eagles. Bears +7.
Yeah,
Philly is broken. There's something
they
wrong.
are.
Bears defense is legit. Bears +7. 49ers and Browns. Browns got him a quarterback. Brock Purdy, 49ers. Not looking good so far. 3 picks there in that game. Browns defense, probably number one defense in the NFL, maybe swapped weekly with the Patriots, depending on the game. Browns +5. I think Shador and the Browns might even shock the world and beat the 49ers. Bills and Steelers, Bills -3. Rodgers hurt. Bills got no offense. Bills signed Brandon Cooks to try and help. Good luck. But I think they get it done. Bills -3. Cardinals and Bucks. Cardinals +3. Mayfield is hurt.
Yeah.
Cardinals have looked like crap at every team except play the Cowboys. Well, make that Cowboys and Bucks. Cardinals +3. Giants and the Patriots. This one might be a rocking chair game. Give me the Patriots -7. Patriots are probably the best team in the NFC or AFC, excuse me, maybe the best team in the NFL, depending on who you talk to. Defense, offense, they got everything. They can keep it going. Patriots -7. And for my last one, Cowboys and Chiefs. Give me the Cowboys +3.5. 3.5's been this magic number for the Cowboys, and I like it. And I like it here again. Uh, Dallas's defense looks completely different playing Kansas, playing since the trade. We saw him play against Philly. Now coming across Kansas City, out an offensive lineman. When Mahomes doesn't have time, you saw what happened in the Super Bowl. It gets tore up just from one offense, left tackle being gone. Well, it's the right guard, or it's the left guard or right guard, I think, is out. And that's not going to be good. Tyler Guyton's out, but I like our backup. I just think Dallas finds a way with all this momentum. Dallas finds a way to cover 3.5.
Let's go Cowboys. I hope you're right, buddy. I think they can do it. All right, here's a rundown of our picks. We'll start with Jimmy. He's got 20 bets in your face on
Yeah, I
Thanksgiving
do.
weekend. We'll go Jimmy's college bets. Ole Miss -7.5. Indiana -28. Texas A&M -2.5. Arkansas +3. Ohio State -9.5. Alabama -6.5. Oregon -6. Vanderbilt +3.5. Florida -1. Fresno State -3. SMU -13. In the NFL, Thursday, he's got the Lions -2.5, the Cowboys +3.5, and the Ravens -7. Friday, he's got the Bears +7, and on Sunday, Jaguars -6.5, Browns +5, Bills -3, Cardinals +3, Patriots -7. Myself, Creta 3, college. 3 Friday games. I got Iowa -6 against Nebraska, San Diego State money line, and Texas A&M Texas over 52. On Saturday, I got Pittsburgh +7.5 against Miami, Missouri -2.5 against Arkansas, Alabama Auburn over 46.5. In the NFL, Thursday night, Lions -2.5, Panthers on Sunday, Panthers +10.5, and Bills Steelers under 47. That's our picks. That's our show. Like, comment, subscribe, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Everybody, thanks for joining us. Have a great Thanksgiving and enjoy watching some football this weekend. Jimmy, always a pleasure, buddy. We'll see you next week.
See you, Trey.
See
Have
you,
a good
buddy.
one. Happy Thanksgiving, buddy.
You too, man. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
See you.